Hi everybody, in this video, I'm going to share why I love Achieve the Core. I'm going to poke some holes in Estimation 180, and I'm going to share how to bring some life to ratios. So let's start by going to achievethecore.org. Here's why I love it. You can pick whatever grade level math that you teach. In this case, I'm going to focus on 6th grade. You can pick the domain that you're interested in. Today, we're going to talk about ratios and proportional relationships. And then you can see there are 3 major clusters. Pretty sure that's what they're called. Yes, that's correct. I'm just kidding. So this is a major cluster. You'll see it's ranked right here with this green square. And if you want to find out which domains are major clusters, what you can do is skip through this tutorial. And then at the bottom, you'll see this focus tab. And this focus tab allows you to bring up this PDF here, and you can see these green squares that say that's a major cluster. Focus your time on those. You have supporting clusters and additional clusters. So I love that ratios is a major cluster. We need to spend time on that in 6th and 7th grade. It's so important. So that said, if you've never been to achievethecore.org, I highly recommend you check it out. It's pretty easy to navigate. Grade 6. If you click on that, it'll take you back to all the grades, and then you can go and find the domain that you want and learn a little bit more in terms of here's the standard, but it'll map it out, which is really cool. It'll show you like where students are coming from in 4th and 5th grade and where they're headed after 6th grade, maybe with ratios and proportions and so forth. So we know ratios is a major cluster in 6th grade. So let's poke some holes in Estimation 180 and find out that there's not a lot of ratios tasks at Estimation 180. The closest thing that I could find are some tasks that revolve around how long are songs, and you're talking about unit rates and rates. You'll notice that on days 176, which is one of my favorite series of tasks, is the basketball courts, where you're talking about rates, walking and riding and scootering and doing something over time. But there's really no ratios tasks. The only one I could find was on day 199, where you're asking what percentage of orange straws are there in this bag compared to the black straws. And I was like, dang, there's not a lot of tasks here that just straight up talk about ratios. So come on, Estimation 180, get it together. So I think if you're here, you've seen Estimation 180 and you know how much it can bring life to your math classroom. I love using Estimation 180 to bring students into the conversation about certain topics. And in this case, I'm like, dang, if there's no ratios tasks, then we need to create some. I want to look at illustrative mathematics. Illustrative mathematics has great free resources for everybody to jump into and use. So I went to their Unit 2, Lesson 1, which is Introducing Ratios and Ratio Language. And I noticed, I'm highlighting here, it says it's important that in this first lesson, students work with objects that can be physically rearranged. And this experience can help students make sense of the increasingly abstract representations that they will encounter as the unit progresses. This is key. So if you dive a little bit deeper into the teacher guide and the student-facing guide, they're like saying, hey, teacher, get some objects together that students can sort, a collection of them. And this way they're talking about different characteristics of it. I love this. This is such a great way to introduce students into categorizing and ratios and comparing this amount to that amount and so forth. It's fantastic. And there's handouts to go along with it. So I think this is a great way to bring ratios to life. Of course, you could head to this website and you could probably find a surplus of worksheets that might bring ratios to life. I was trying to find some games. I was like, dang, if kids are practicing their fluency with ratios, that would bring it to life too and have some fun. So if you're looking to bring life to ratios inside your math classroom, then I highly recommend you check out Illustrative Mathematics. I also highly recommend you check out the Grade 6 Estimation 180 Toolkit because it has tasks specifically related to students learning ratios. Students are estimating the amount of red and yellow counters, and they're predicting how many are going to be red and how many are going to be yellow. There's extensions to the ratios tasks where students have to estimate how many red and yellow counters are needed to build this pattern of hexagons and this pattern of squares. And there's video reveals for all of these. Plus, it's hands-on. You can get the counters, you can give them to students, and you can get them organizing and doing comparisons in order to learn more about ratios. And there's fun games at the end for students to dive in and practice their fluency. It's so much fun. So I hope you check out Illustrative Mathematics and the Estimation 180 Toolkit. You can head to estimation180.com/toolkit to get either a free preview or get full access to all the videos, the handouts, and the games. Check it out.